Introverts often have a latent inner strength. This strength only manifests from emotional stress and trauma. One such character who perfectly illustrates this ability is none other than the Prince of all Saiyans, Vegeta.
IntrovertMaxxing! Like and subscribe.
Now, while Vegeta might not readily appear to be the quintessential introvert, he shows us quite a few typical traits that introverts possess, such as, for example, wanting to be alone, as well as living inside of his head. Now, in this video, I'm not going to go into the backstory of Vegeta from Dragon Ball lore. I'm assuming that most of us know who Vegeta is, but with this video, I just want to analyze his level of introversion in this series of videos where I analyze famous fictional and non-fictional characters and how being an introvert helped them in many ways. Now, for the fully uninitiated, Vegeta is basically a warrior of royal blood who was bred to be the strongest of his race, only to be outdone by not only a commoner, but also someone with a lower power level than he was. Ever since that realization that he was surpassed, he has displayed iconic introvert traits that have both assisted as well as inhibited his personal development. Let's start with the negatives. Envying the popular and likable extrovert. This is a classical trait which is usually the start of many an inferiority complex. In many scenes in Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super, we see Vegeta show immense negative emotion towards his rival Goku. And this shows itself in fits of rage, self-doubt, and sometimes self-loathing. Like many introverts, Vegeta also possesses an inner monologue. This is a place within his head where he sees the world in ideal ways. For example, as he is the prince of this warrior race, he sees himself as the number one, right? He should be the king of his race. But that inner monologue takes him away from the reality and how things truly are. And then we see the brooding and holding tremendous angst against not only his rival Goku, but many other characters who possesses something that he doesn't. And of course, this brooding can lead to health issues, and it can even lead into depression. And this is probably best expressed when Goku sacrificed himself in a Cell Saga, and where Vegeta swore to never fight again. Now, the positive traits of this analysis. Vegeta shows incredible individuality, particularly in moments where he no longer views himself as the second fiddle to Goku, meaning that he has relinquished his hatred and his covetous inclinations towards Goku and his power levels. And this is what allows Vegeta to maintain unique physical forms. For example, the royal blue transformation that we see in the Dragon Ball Super series, as well as the ultra ego that we see in the comics. These are individual physical forms that comes from Vegeta's individuality, and many introverts, for various reasons, possess great levels of individuality. It could be from, again, the inner monologue, or it could be just having a unique style and a way of looking at life. But this individuality can grow into something extremely unique, motivational, and powerful. We also see Vegeta's introversion being the source for driving personal development. In some cases, this could be perfectionism, but often seeking to be perfect leads to a very disciplined and often very intelligent individual. This person's probably learning of new things that might help the growth, be it mental or physical. The discipline to maintain a training regime and to stick to tasks and routine. A great example of this would be after the Cell Saga, when Goku passed away and Gohan went to Vegeta's residence, and Vegeta remarks towards Gohan that he seems to have lost his fighting edge, whereas Vegeta has maintained his training ever since for the last 7 years. This speaks to the discipline and the everlasting power source that drives personal development. The inner monologue also has a positive effect here, which also drives higher expectations. Often Vegeta thinks before he speaks. This is a classical introvert trait, and this leads to him being respected by his peers because what they realize whenever he speaks, It's going to be something noteworthy, something intelligent, and something that needs to be said. Vegeta is not one for the small talk or for the banter or for the jokes. He's very serious and very on point, which again is a trait that introverts usually lean into. Vegeta is very observant, another classical introvert trait which allows him to spot out weaknesses and see things beneath the surface, which often leads to attaining a deeper knowledge of things. In Vegeta's case, this could be learning new fighting styles, spotting the weaknesses of enemies. Vegeta is usually the one to observe, whereas Goku, the extroverted character, is more willing to just jump in there and figure it out as the battle draws on. This allows Vegeta to be a master tactician, a thinker, a planner. And last but not least, Vegeta showcases loyalty. Even through rivalry, Vegeta shows the typical introverted capacity for keeping a small friend circle but being ever loyal and faithful. Many times we see him curse Goku to his face, but in many cases as well, he will often protect Goku's honor when others ridicule him, particularly in respects to his strength. Keeping a small friend circle is another quintessential introvert trait. This is my introvert analysis of Vegeta, the Prince of all Saiyans. I think it demonstrates various positive traits that allowed him to surpass his potential in many instances. What do you guys think? What other introvert traits does Vegeta possess? Look out for more introvert analysis videos. Like and sub so you don't miss out.